So strong it can lift the spirit, and so gentle it can touch the heart. It is the magic that begins our happily ever after. Walt Disney. Who doesn't like a little bit of magic, right? That wonder in your eyes when you see something shocking or surprising, or that little moment where you look at the world and go, wow, magic. I think presentations, in many ways, are magic. And I've also met a lot of magicians in my life who have surprised me and have led me to make this video, which is exactly on this week's episode of MasterTalk. I'll be covering the 3 lessons I learned from magic that apply to any presentation. So let's get into it. Number 1, magicians set the stage for a trick before they even approach you. A lot of us, when a magician approaches us, even if that doesn't happen that much, and they make you do a trick, you're thinking, oh, when I pick this card from this deck, or when I do what they tell me to, I'm going to figure out their trick. But the truth is, the magician has already completed the trick before they even reached out to you and approached you. In the same way that the best presenters and speakers in the world have already set the stage for how their presentation is going to be before they even walk in the room. So when you start thinking about magic and bringing more of that, not just in your life, but in the presentations and ideas that you lead, always think about the full experience. Similar to how a magician thinks about the full trick from the beginning to the psychology of pretending to not know which card it is to selecting the right one at the end, you need to think about every step in the process of your presentation. When do I want them to laugh? How do I want them to react? Who do I want them to become after my presentation is over? Those are the questions that you need to start asking yourself so that you can be a wizard of presentations. Number 2, magicians know how to play to the psychology of their audience. So when you're playing that classic card trick where the magician tells you to pick a card and then helps you guess which card you picked, there's a lot more that's going on than you think. That magician already knows what card you picked from the beginning of the trick, but they play with your mind. They start saying things like, this card is red. Oh, this card is black. Is it a jack? No. Is it a 1? And they start to make you believe as if they're reading your very mind in real time. And there's a lot of lessons that we can get from that applies to the way that we communicate our ideas and to the psychology of the audiences we speak to. It's not just about saying, hi everyone, I'm going to give this presentation, I'm going to go through these slides. No, it's more about saying, who is my audience? What do they care about? What do they believe in? What are they afraid of? And what will resonate with them the most? So I'm always paying attention to how my audience is reacting to my ideas in real time. So that way, next time when I do the trick again, when I give the same presentation again, I know exactly at what part of the presentation they're going to do this or react in that way. And it's through those deep conversations, those dinners that I have with my audience, that I can start to find the nuance, the gray, the magic of delivering exceptional experiences. So if you want to get to that level yourself, you need to start thinking like a magician. Not just how to do the trick, but how to do the trick in a way that makes it so believable from your audience's perspective. And finally, number 3, put on an unforgettable show. There's a great quote from the movie Yes Man that summarizes this well. And it goes something like this: the world's a playground. We seem to know this as kids, but as we grow older, we forget it along the way. And that quote is so powerful because most of us love magic. Those magical moments in our lives that we never forget. From the first day that we propose to our loved ones, to the day that we do anything, and those moments can be different for all of us. But how do we bring those magical moments, or rather, how do we create the same standard for our own presentations? How do we bring more magic? How do we bring that energy that we're so fond of into these presentations. So if you want to deliver these experiences that are magical, you need to think outside the box. You need to be willing to share ideas, to tell that extra joke, to take that extra risk to see what lands. Oh yeah, I'm sure you'll say, Brendan, my boss doesn't want me to do that. My boss doesn't want me to pull out a rabbit out of my hat. My response to that is simple. You don't need to pull a rabbit out of your hat. You need to be willing to go the extra mile that nobody else is willing to go. That might be smiling a bit more in your presentations. That might be telling that extra joke. If you go the extra mile, people will notice. And those are the presentations that people will remember. So strong it can lift the spirit, and so gentle it can touch the heart. As Walt Disney said so well, it is the magic that begins our happily ever after. So my ask to you is simple. Start to deliver presentations where you bring that magic. It doesn't need to be a boardroom presentation or a classroom one. It needs to be something you care about. Do you love dogs? Do you like animals? Do you like a nonprofit that you want to support? Find a topic that really speaks to you, and I promise you, if you put in that little extra effort that you'll be willing to give, you'll bring the magic of what you can do in every area of your life into presentations too. As always, if you enjoyed this week's episode of MasterTalk, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well to see more videos like this. And I'll leave you off with this. If you know one person who loves magic, be sure to send them this video so that they'll be one step closer to bringing the magic in their lives. Take care, everyone, and see you next time.